Hey there, I got your message. It looks like you got a couple of them. Let me run through these. I'm just going to put all three questions in one video to save uploading. So let's see, your first one was cotangent of pi over 3. And so like you said in your message, cotangent would be cosine over sine, pi over 3, and then sine, pi over 3. So we need to think about what that triangle would look like. That's not a very good start to it. Such a hard time drawing straight lines in this. So something like that. This is the 60-degree one. So this is of the sides. This is the long side and the short side. So the short side is 1/2, and then the long side is root 3 over 2. That's for pi over 3 or 60 degrees. So it's our 30, 60, 90 triangle from the last section. So looking at that, then that makes x the 1/2, and then y the root 3 over 2. And so I think you had everything right up to there, and then you're trying to kind of figure out how this gets simplified. So 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2 is going to be the same thing as 1/2 times 2 over root 3. And I think that's where you got upside down on that, because now when I cancel the 2's, I'm left with 1 over root 3. And so where that extra 3 comes in is because we don't like to leave radicals in denominators in math. It's just kind of considered not simplified. So I'm going to do what's called rationalizing the denominator. So all I'm doing is multiplying this fraction by 1, but in the form of root 3 over root 3, so that I can get this radical out of the denominator. So the way that would look is 1 times root 3 is just root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is plain 3, and the reason for that is root 3 times root 3 is square root of 9, because the arguments would multiply, and then there's your root 3 over 3. So you're going to see most of the time they're a little inconsistent, but most of the time they're going to rationalize the denominator to there. So the secant one, let's see. Oops, not that. That. So let's see, this one was secant of pi over 3. And then secant is 1 over cosine pi over 3. And then remember right up here, we just did that. Cosine of pi over 3 was 1/2. So simplifying, this will be 1 over 1/2. And then we have that same kind of weird number divided by fraction situation. So this is 1 divided by 1/2, which is the same thing as 1 times the reciprocal, which would be 2. And there's the 2 that you got on that one. And then tangent of pi over 6. So tangent would be sine over cosine. And then for pi over 6, that's our 30 degrees, so that's the kind of shorter triangle. So in this case, the root 3 over 2 is on the long side's on the x, and the short side is on the y. And so that would be 1/2 would be sine, and then root 3 over 2 would be cosine. And then that is the exact same fraction we just did up here, 1/2 over root 3 over 2. So we're going to get the same answer, square root 3 over 3, by all that exact same math. Holler if you still have questions.